work or the working online or the work from home, WHF or WFH, or is it WFA? Because work from anywhere and remote working online, there's a lot going on right now, and you could find the dream job to your freedom. And I'm here to show you my experience with the Canadian perspective of the legitimate remote work, because we're going to see in this first and new episode of the Unleash the Phoenix Within how you could also have these extra revenue stream, part-time, full-time, whatever. But I'm here to show you and to decipher the good from the bad and the ugly. Stay tuned and we'll be right on the subject. Hey, welcome everybody for the first episode of the Unleash the Phoenix Within on your freedom lifestyle for entrepreneur, or this new economy that is thriving and thriving. Since probably 2018, I did create a lot of revenue stream to make money online, passively or actively, it depends. But today, what I want to see with you is to find those legitimate remote work globally. So wherever you are on this planet, you could do it. But I'm going to specifically take some tips for the Canadian guy, the Canadian perspective. So if you are in Canada, you could also work from Croatia, France, and whatever. But if you're a Canadian citizen, you'd like to be paid in fiat Canadian currency or US dollars or any kind of other cryptocurrency, mainly Bitcoin or Satoshi. I'm going to show you those remote work is the work of the future. This is real. I do it since 2016-18, and I'm accelerating it right now to be part of this new economy and have multiple revenue. Because one of the things people, whether you're a freelancer, a consultant, or even like a full-time employee, why will you have only one branch into your tree? So it's really important to diversify your revenue. And I guess this is one of the things you could do part-time or full-time. So on the first thing that I'd like to actually talk to you about is the why remote work is the future now. So as I said, I've been doing it since I embarked in a kind of this digital nomad aspect of my life when I was working with agile team, scrum team all over the world. I realized that none of the team was in person. So it didn't need for me the pandemic, the world event of 2020. But nevertheless, what we saw since 2020, the last 5 years, is the rise of this, because remote work is not just a pandemic trend, as I just mentioned, because I was doing it 5 some years before, and now we're accelerating it. So it's here to stay, and it's here to improve, to diversify, and to have a lot of things that you could do online from the comfort of your home, if you are in this mindset, staying into your city or Canada. But you could also work from anywhere. A lot of these client, corporation, or even employer, because you could do this. So that's what we're going to see today. Companies are realizing that they can access a global talent while workers get unprecedented freedom. So that's part of the engagement, the new engagement of the employee. And as a Canadian, you're in a unique position, English speaking, French speaking, sometimes a third language, depending on where you're from in the world. And so it's we are highly educated, and with the option to live where the cost of living might be lower while earning in strong currency. So that's why I'm saying, like, today we're going to see those who will pay you in Canadian dollars, US dollars, or cryptocurrency with the equivalent to transfer it into those North American currency. And you could work from anywhere. So like sometimes when I was living in Bali or in Mexico especially, you earn your salary, your gig, your freelance, whatever you do online, you earn it into US and Canadian, but you spend your rent or your food or your commodities in pesos or in baht. So you get money on top of what I'm saying if you take the mindset of working from anywhere. So what are the top platform for remote work? So let's get it straight to the platform. You need to know about absolutely. Those are legit. There's no like shebang or kind of condition or whatever. You just straightforward get it. So first up, you have what we call remote OK, and we work remotely. So those are the two main ones that you could find gigs as a freelancer or even like kind of part-time and full-time inception. So these are dedicated remote job boards with position across industries, different domain, through their lean tech heavy, really lean tech heavy stuff. So this is the two ones. And by the way, everything that I'm saying right now, you're going to have link in the description, or at least the word of these platform for you to search accordingly with Google, Bing, DuckDuck, or what have you. Because sometimes the link are moving depending of from which country you are. So that's why I'm going to give you the remote OK and the we work remotely and the description of this clip. And there's another one. The next one is FlexJobs. FlexJobs altogether with an S. So yes, it has a subscription fee. However, they manually screen every listing to ensure they are legitimate. So that's the thing. So think of it as paying as a small fee to avoid scams. Because in the world of remote working, you will have a lot of scam, especially if you are using WhatsApp. You could receive message, especially if you have a WhatsApp business type of thing. So you could receive an SMS, you could receive an email from obscure places offering you work from home, $2,000 a month. No. Hold on a second. What I'm giving you, like all those platforms, is those that I use for my extra revenue, my revenue streams that work and are legit and that paid, and they don't ask you always to pay to get paid and something. So avoid these. If you start having a conversation with someone online, whether through WhatsApp, through email, through SMS, and they are telling you that you need a crypto account, a crypto.com account or an ETF, and that you're gonna have to put some Ethereum or Bitcoin to open your account. No, don't do that. Don't do that. These are not legit. But if, like FlexJobs, asking you a subscription fee, it's because they do a real work of filtering the good, the bad, or the ugly. So this is like, don't worry about this. This is the only one. Like, it's not necessarily free, but it gives you some kind of great gig. So think of it like, as I said, okay. So don't overlook the mainstream platform either. Yes, that's funny, like, because if you go into Indeed and even LinkedIn, when you do on the job section of LinkedIn and you put work from home or work from anywhere job, you could have a listing of incredible amount of job. Does it mean, is it legit? Be careful again. Make your search when you have an offering for work from home, work from anywhere. Just be careful that you'll be able to filter the good. But once again, as soon as you starting interacting with the recruiter or the one who will like to give you this gig or this kind of contract, just make sure that as soon as they ask you for some cryptocurrency or to open an account that you don't need, because if you are into crypto and you already have your wallet, why should you? So it should be here is the thing to do. Are you able to do it? They could ask you for a test to show that if you're good typing, good data entry, what have you. And then after you open an account, of course, to go search for the task they will assign you. But never pay upfront for anything. Never pay to do some kind of whatever. So they should provide you with a platform to do your task and you earn money. So never spend. Except for, as I said, at FlexJobs, it's a subscription fee. Some of them could have subscription fee like Inch and so on. So, but anyway, so Indeed and LinkedIn, you could have a couple of jobs, but then again, you are responsible to filter the risk of scammer into Indeed and LinkedIn. When you type work from anywhere or work from home, that will be different. The big difference is if you want a remote work from wherever you want within Canada or even around the world, if you'd like to work from Playa del Carmen or Tulum, even if you're a Canadian resident, even if they ask for a Canadian resident or a US citizen, just be very careful, because the work from home, sometimes it's home meaning the country. So you cannot work even with VPN. Don't even try it. They will catch you. So, and then the other part, if you really want to build an online business or to have like a revenue stream as a freelancer or as an online entrepreneur, you will have the platform like Upwork, Freelancer, it's really called Freelancer, and of course the famous Fiverr. Fiverr, it's free to open an account. You could advertise all of your talent, what you're good at, and you offer as a remote working and as an online servant, and it will attract to you a lot of great client and customer. So it's kind of the other way around. So you will use Fiverr and Upwork to advertise yourself as a UX designer, as a UI, or whatever you're good at. Just do it. I did actually use Fiverr to promote some kind of Scrum training back during the pandemic, and it worked marvelously. I was doing a lot of training online and even one-on-one kind of coaching, even from Fiverr. So these are a really good place if you want to work remotely, especially work from anywhere and have great client and great feedback. So at some point you might have, as they let you offer your services globally, and you mostly get paid for. So for those three ones, Upwork, Freelancer, and Fiverr, most of the time it's globally, but you're going to get paid in US dollars. So you have to adjust the price according to this. And just remember that these take a commission. So you don't have an upfront subscription fee, but they might charge you a commission. Like for those musicians out there, if you put your MP3 to Amazon and Apple, they will take 20 to 25%. I remember like Fiverr was only like 12% of your earning, but it's the same. If you advertise your training, especially your training or your event on Eventbrite, they will take something like 4 or 6%. So it's always the same. So that it's no free lunch. So if you don't want to invest a little bit, you won't get in returns, because remember, living is giving, and then you're going to receive a lot more after that. And one last three, I could say that is good. It was good for me at some point. If you are really a techie person, because I help a lot of developer having some extra kind of revenue stream. So if you are a developer out there and you'd like to offer some couple of part-time time to clients, so you have Stack Overflow Jobs. It's really good. It's a gold mine for developer position. So developer out there who are listening to me, this is the one for you. I will put dev next to it and the list and the description. So Stack Overflow Job, that's the gold mine for you. And for those who are looking for a startup culture, like I used to do, like I actually start working from home or from anywhere using this. It was mostly virtual, but it get me into network of people and getting inside the lab in Brazil, Mexico, and so on. So it could be very interesting, because you could start a great community of startupper all around the world, and you get paid to help them according to your services or your business consultancy. So this one is called Dynamite Jobs, which put together, it's focused exclusively on remote position with innovative companies. So it's various things. So for me, I was mostly into or within the sphere where I was giving my business consultancy advice and power, and also bridging with venture capitalists. But there's so many things. You could be a tester, you could be an early adopter. They could ask you to do voice recording for an AI. There's a lot of potential if you really are into these remote positions that will give you innovative task and stuff to do. So that's Dynamite Jobs that will put you through with entrepreneur. And finally, there's the great one, probably the oldest one of all. It's probably the Airbnb of job market. Started in 1997, so they are really well done. It's Working Nomads. It's the home of the digital nomad since the late 90s. So it will curate and deliver remote opportunities right to your inbox. And there's a small fee also, kind of a subscription fee for different type of services but it's nothing compared to the amount of money that you might be able to do. So these are the platform. Again, because I'm doing it like authentically, I'm going to list them all the way into the description in the pinned comment, especially on YouTube and Rumble. If you're on LinkedIn, that could be also in a comment. So you'll be able to make your own search and make your own decision. I'm just giving you the startup here. So on chapter 3, I'd like to talk to you about like what to look for in this listing. As I said, especially if you use those big mainstream platforms like Indeed and LinkedIn by filtering remote work or work from home or work from anywhere, just be careful that when you browse these platforms, like any of those that I mentioned, by the way, watch for these signals not to be screwed. So job posting that specifically mention open to Canadian citizen. These are great. Okay, even if you could do it globally, but then again, you'll see open to Canadian citizen. Okay, then secondly, companies that list globally distributed team and their description. Okay, these are the great signals. And clear mention of payment in US dollar or Canadian dollars. If there's no clear mention of that, you will have to ask in the process. And as soon, again, this is the trigger, as soon as they tell you, you will have to open a crypto.com or whatever ETF or whatever, how you call it, like, I forget the name. Anyways, to kind of transfer your crypto to get, no, this is, no, it's a waste of time. It's a risk for you to lose a couple of crypto that you might have. If you don't have crypto, you will have to create it. So don't go there. I'm telling you the trigger, unless you are a Bitcoin savvy like me and you already have a couple of cryptocurrency that you could switch and to the exchange. That was the word I was looking for. That might be okay, but if it's not clearly mentioned, payment in US dollars and Canadian dollars, it could be stable coin that you transfer. I could understand that, but just be careful with these. And fourthly, the sign you want to looking for a real legitimate work from home job or work from anywhere job, it's transparent information about their remote work policies, because you're gonna have to read on any platform what are their policy, the rules, your responsibility, their responsibility, the right to represent, everything. If it's clear like this and you have a good remote work policy for security, VPN use and everything, so you could see they are legit. If they have nothing or it's a Gmail address into the term of use, get out of there. Get out of there. So red flags include exactly vague compensation detail, according not just to the currency, but to how you get paid and when the cycle. Requests for payment to apply. Never do that. As I said, you might have a subscription fee to some platform, as I mentioned, like FlexJobs, but it's only one-time subscription to create your account, like Inch. They do the same thing. Or companies that can't clearly explain how they handle international employment. If they don't have it in their term of use, if they cannot tell you when you chat with them, it's a red flag. Get out of there. And now, the logistics of yourself becoming into this revenue stream of remote work will be the following. So once you find opportunities, once you install yourself into some platform to generate attraction, and apply to some position, understand the employment structure. You might be hired as a contractor, so you handle your own taxes. So this is very important because these are not free of tax. These are revenue that you're doing. So, I'm going to get there, but it's as a contractor, you handle your own taxes. When I said taxes, it's either sales tax if they ask you to charge it, if they ask you your tax number. So if you're not incorporated, if you're not registered, you don't have your GST or provincial sales tax or the HST number or whatever it is in the United States, you'll screw. You won't be able to do those contracts as a contractor. Through also an employer of record services. So if record services that mean that It could be like, I could give you an example of like TELUS International, AI type of advance and innovation, especially from the platform I mentioned, Dynamite Jobs. You could find record services company attached to a bigger company, or bigger, even the 5 banks in Canada, they do this. So you could work for them as a part-time, full-time kind of employee, but it's always remote, and you have to verify now according to your expectation of work from home, which is Canada only, or work from anywhere, which is you could work from anywhere. But with the bank, it might not happen. And via a Canadian subsidiary of the company. So, give you an example. If you want to do some work of back office or data entry for FIDO, which is Rogers, and then they make some business with another kind like Quantum or Adecco, so you might pass through those kind of agency to work as a Canadian subsidiary. And then again, watch if you could work from home or work from anywhere, because some will. It's very important. If you have a work from home, tell yourself that you cannot work abroad. If it's work from anywhere, now you could work abroad. So each has different implications for taxes, benefits, and job security if you look for that. So do your homework, do your research, make sure that which one you want to go. Personally, I do prefer to use my company and only apply for contract work. Then I invoice them, or I use their system to invoice them and get paid. And all that money, I put it into my incorporation with the taxes that I retrieve, and then I pay my income tax via my society, because whatever all the revenue I do with my incorporation, I will give myself a salary after that. So that's probably, for me, it's the best way to really be free. But if you'd like something more stable with a record service company or a subsidiary of a company, you might be more like in terms of like a full-time employee, but the only difference is you could work from home or work from anywhere, and you don't have to worry about taxes and management as a freelancer or a contractor. And finally, the success strategies for all of those remote work that exist and that are growing, as I mentioned at the intro of this capsule, is you will have to stand out, because it's not like that easy. The only thing that easy is kind of, it's a new market. There's a lot of space right now. It's kind of a blue ocean, depending on your skills, depending on your talent, depending on what you'd like to offer and what you'd like to do. It's mostly a blue ocean. However, you still have to stand out. You still have to find the remote job market by highlighting previous remote work experience that you have. So if you never had a remote work experience, you're not sure about all the means of communication, such as Slacks or the multiple thing with Teams, Zoom, and other stuff, or all these platforms that you use on the cloud to get the task, to get the contract, to exchange on the FTP, stuff like this. So you might not be retained, because they don't train you for that. You have to come with your infrastructure. They won't also, maybe only for those I mentioned, record services and subsidiary company, they might give you a computer or a mobile device or a tablet, but most of the time you have to be on your own. You have to have your own subscription to Zoom, Teams, what have you. So there's an investment to put in there. So previous remote work experience, they will look at it when they will actually hire you. You have to demonstrate strong communication skills, because you will chat a lot. You will also, some job require phone or video chat, but it's mostly SMS and chat. But you have to have great, strong communication skills, especially in English. So if you don't have Grammarly, I suggest, and English is not your first language, so you better have Grammarly, or have the help of a LNP language to correct you for some reason and be really up to speed. You have to showcase self-discipline and time management. So even if a lot of those remote work opportunities will tell you that you could work, you could choose your schedule, what have you. Yes, that's true. But as soon as you commit to something, let's say that they say you have to start. We are opening the platform between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. And so you have to work within those things. So whether you choose to do 3 hours a day, 5 hours a day, or 8 hours a day, it's within 10 and 10 p.m. So don't log yourself at 11 p.m. and check which time zone they talked about. So punctuality will be also an asset. So you have to showcase self-discipline and time management. And most of the time, it's not about the schedule. They will evaluate you about the amount of tasks that you achieve or the delivery. If you are a creative person doing some UX work, they're going to tell you that here's the thing that I want. You do some meetings, discovery and stuff, and you do test A/B. You promote, so you have like a timeline. So you become your own project manager at the same time. So you have to be very self-disciplined and have a great time management box to achieve it. Because if they tell you I want it for April 8th, you have to deliver by April 8th. Otherwise, you might have some less compensation. So you have to be also really clear about your working hours across time zone, as I mentioned. So be really careful, whether it's a contract, whether it's kind of a part-time, full-time gig with some condition, they will tell you. If it's a completely freelance or a free choice of schedule, yes, it is. But maybe they ask for a drop in their time zone. So just verify to who you are answering for in across time zone. And you have to build a portfolio that speaks for itself, especially if you want to go as a freelancer, especially if you want to go offering your talent or your specific X or your specific thing. So you have to build yourself a portfolio that speaks for itself, that will enable you to have a better profile on Fiverr and the other like Dynamite Jobs and Freelancers and Upwork, especially for those. And even though if you are more into the employee remote worker mindset, it's not necessarily a resume that they want to have. They want to show a list of things you do and your remote working experience and what type of gig that you had. So it's better to have a portfolio, a little website, very simple, to showcase what you did, and it speaks to itself to get you hire more and more and more. So finally, I will tell you that. So there you have it, guys. It was as fast as possible. If you have any question, you could contact me. And if you'd like to become my client, if you'd like to go, because this is a freebie I'm giving you, like it's kind of an introduction. But if you go to agile-lounge.com and you contact me, and you could take your free discovery session, let's walk the talk. If you'd like to have more detail about it, I charge a very small price for giving you onboarding and coaching and through remote work, and especially if you're interested in work from anywhere. I could also help you getting amenities and where to live, how to transfer your stuff, how to apply for a visa as a tourist, because you don't have, when you remote work, you don't necessarily have to say that you work, because you will work for a Canadian or a US company, but you could work from anywhere. So what type of visa? So I'm here to consult you. So you just simply go to the link in the description to take your free discovery session, and we'll talk about it. And then after, we could make a plan to onboard you into this world, and this new remote world of work. This is amazing. So your roadmap to finding legitimate work as a Canadian that lets you work from anywhere, if it's your choice, while earning US dollars and Canadian dollars. So remember, the remote landscape, it's competitive. It's based on merit and talent and experience, but with persistence and these resources I'm just giving you, these are the main ones that you could use to start instead of risking yourself to be scammed. So that's why I'm here for you. So you will be well positioned to land that dream remote role that you are looking for, guys. And if you find this helpful, you know what to do. You smash the like button, please. It's really important to help me show more into the algorithm. It's really free to do so. And subscribe to my YouTube channel and Rumble, and hit the notification bell, because more and more, starting this month of April, I'm going to do this Unleash the Phoenix Within for your freedom lifestyle. tips and tricks of my journey of 30 years as an entrepreneur with multiple revenue streams. So how can I help you get into this new economy, this new world of work? And it's beyond Agile, by the way. I don't care about Agile, but of course, when you start doing it, you are becoming an Agile person, an Agile people that will thrive in this new economy coming up. And so that's it for this Unleash the Phoenix within you, should I say. And we are all about working smarter, not harder. So until next time, I wish you all the best and good hunting for your remote work. And remember, remote working is work from home. These employers will tell you to stay in Canada. If it's work from anywhere, it's a real thing that you could go anywhere you want with your wife, your husband, whatever, and you work from a beautiful beach. Take care.